Welcome back to the special show, Delhi 6 Diary. We are, of course, chatting with the team that made the film. Rakesh, I want to talk to you about Old Delhi. It is, of course, a very vibrant, a bustling place, and yet impossible to shoot in, isn't it? You shot, I believe, some portion of the film there, but for the most part, you're constructed a set in Sambar near Jaipur.
It's not that we couldn't have shot in Old Delhi. When a film unit moves in, you move in with all permissions and everything.
Right.
But then what happens is you disrupt the daily life. If you're shooting nights, you're disturbing old people, you're disturbing students who are studying or kids who are sleeping.
That's right.
And so on and so forth. So one does not want to get on the way of their normal daily life.
Sure.
And even then, you have to shoot there, so around 20% of the film was knocked off there. For the rest, we were lucky enough to find a town called Sambar, which is 2.5 hours from Jaipur, and it's like a ghost town.
Okay.
And the gullies are very close to Delhi. So with minimalistic of construction.
Okay.
It wasn't construction, I would say. At best, it was slight makeup.
Okay.
On the face of that town, and it started looking like Old Delhi completely, and then we filled it up with property from Delhi.
Sure. So now, your director Rakesh Mehra has said that you remind him of Waheeda Rehman and Nargis. How do you react to that praise?
I don't know how to react to it. I honestly do not. He is being extremely generous, and he's extremely biased, and you shouldn't say things like that. I'm embarrassed. I don't know what to say. I can't answer that question. But it's a huge compliment. Because Guide has been my all-time favorite film, and Waheeda Rehman ji is my favorite actor of all time, and I have seen each and every one of her films, and I would sit and watch Pyasa and copy her moves in Jaane Kya Toone Kahi and stuff like that. When I became an actress, I just used to look at her all the time. So for me, that's being extremely generous, and I can't even react. I can't react to this.
Okay. Abhishek, you've of course worked in this film with several great actors, including Waheeda Rehman and Rishi Kapoor. I want to ask you, did you find that they look at the process of filmmaking differently than younger actors like yourself?
Yeah, most definitely. I think they're a lot more patient than we as a generation are, but I think that's a generation gap. I think this generation wants to get on with stuff. We have very little time to say a lot, and we manage that. There's a lot more terao in their generation. But I think the most amazing thing is, whereas the younger generation is very clued in, very confident of what they have to do, and very prepared. And I mean this in a very good way.
Sure.
What I loved about people like Waheeda Auntie and Chintu Uncle is they're like children. They're still wanting to learn and observe and absorb. And in many senses of the word, their approach was more youthful than a lot of the younger actors there. I mean, they still approach it like this is their first and last film.
Sure. This one's for Rakesh and Ronnie. Much like Rang De Basanti, which on the surface was really a film about the youth, but it unfolded as you sort of watched the film, and you discovered that it's really about so many bigger things. Delhi 6 also, from what one can gather, seems to be on the surface the story of this boy's journey to self-discovery. Are there other themes? Are there deeper layers?